shadows crawling in the bright daylight, voices twisted, feeding us the blight, telling stories that were never true. We fight to break on through. Lies are woven like a velvet chain, slick with power driving us insane. But the fire burns deep within our chests. We fight, we'll never rest. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we'll never rest. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we make our mark. They call us rebels, say we've lost our way, but freedom's blood, it fuels the fray. From the ashes comes a brighter light. We fight with all our might. See resolve in the roaring storm, breaking cages will rewrite the norm. No more silence, no more disguise. We fight with open eyes. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we'll never rest. We rise with fists clenched high, tearing through the veil, the sky. Truth's a blade that cuts the dark. We fight, we make our mark. We make our mark.
10 years ago, folks, think about your own lives. 10 years, where were you doing 10 years ago when you came down the golden escalator? I bet you 50% of you weren't even paying attention to politics at that time. It just didn't matter because I've been the same kind of controlled opposition, yammering all the time. Look at the journey of your life. Look at the journey of this nation. Look at everything we've been through for the last decade, every day, the highs and the lows, the victories and the defeats. It's all just a preamble. That's all the opening credit rolls in the movie. You're about to get into the movie now. The heart of it. We're in it. And one side's going to win and one side's going to lose. Heard that mantra before? There's no compromise. You cannot compromise with these people. To compromise is to show you're prepared to give up your sovereignty. You're prepared to give up what every patriot in every patriot's grave from the beginning, from Concord and Lexington down to the current times, fought to defend. Fought to defend. It's now your time.
What's going on, everybody? Good words, strong words from Steve Bannon. Timely words. It is heating up. It's heating up. Things are getting crazier. We're going to cover what's going on tonight with the protests. If you're here for stock stuff, guys, sorry, you're probably going to want to go just listen to Ham's calls or Bam. I'm not going to have time to cover it tonight. The world is on fire. Our country is on fire. Things are getting crazier by the minute. So we're going to be covering that tonight. But first, please like, subscribe if you like the Ace Report. I appreciate it. And I already see people asking for the BAM code. If you want to get into Bam's trading, his pro model, go into the description, click that link. ACE55 will save you 55% on a year-long membership. And I do believe there's a payment plan if you can't do it all at once. So check that out in there, guys. You support Bam, and he's very generous. He gave me a free membership to promote it. So he's amazing, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. Riots, not protests. You're right. You know, you got it, Locked-to-Fell. But let me say hey to some peeps, and then we're going to get right to it because there's so much going on. Sorry I'm late, by the way. I'm late for me, and I'm always late. But Today was wild. Okay, I was a crazy busy day. After I got off work, I had to drive 4 hours to pick up my girls who stayed with my sister for a few days. So I literally just got back to my house an hour ago after being gone all day. So that is how my day is gone. But I've been keeping up with what's going on as much as possible. And so we got lots to talk about. US won. Let me call out some peeps here in the chat. Lochtefeld over on Rumble. What's up, buddy? US One here on YouTube. Wago Waco, Cassink, Toe Cramp. What's going on? JC Cool, Bob Wren, Oorah, Kim Wiley, Thomas Dubois, Mike Burkett. What's going on? US One, Dubois, Big B. What's going on, guys? Big JR, Cantero, Vince Felice. Well, thank you, sir. He says, no need to watch the news, just watch the H report. Well, right now there's a lot of news, but I appreciate it. Nate Dog, Chad, Fro Girl, what's going on, members? Good to see you guys. Can't catch up with all of you, but it's good to see you all. Thank you so much for supporting and watching the show. Again, please like and subscribe if you don't mind. All right, let's get right into it. So things are ramping up, friends. Things are ramping up in Los Angeles, but it's also spreading, which is not great news. But street fights breaking out in Los Angeles already. Nick Sortor, by the way, he is covering a lot of this live. He's been on top of it, so his channel's amazing. If you can't wait to watch my coverage. But LAPD just declared citywide tactical alert just a couple hours ago, and you see just the insanity, folks. I mean, they're not even waiting for it to get dark. Look at it. I mean, they're just attacking people. It's so gross. It's so gross what's happening. But look at this. I want to show you how this is how they're ramping it up tonight. So they're delivering face masks, okay, face shields, showing up in trucks, handing them out like candy, thousands of dollars worth per truckload. Look at this.
That there is.
So I was making a description for this video. My video last night got dinged by YouTube. They don't like that I'm reporting on this truthfully, but I was doing a description for this video, and I was using AI to help me write it, to fill it all in. I just tell it what I'm talking about, and it writes it all together, saves me a bunch of time. But Grok was like, we'll write it for you, but there's no evidence this is planned. Are you kidding me? They're handing out face masks to them. I mean, this is insane. It's absolutely insane. So LA is just ramping up, guys. It's just ramping up. Andy knows doing excellent coverage on it. Says this is not organic. Far left extremists on Reddit have been urging people to bring or give out U.S. flags because they are concerned public seeing the reality of the insurrection being driven by violent loyalty to foreign nations is bad PR. You think? Look at this. On Reddit, carry a U.S. flag if you're protesting. Mainstream media trying to create the optic foreigners are invading, and recent videos are fueling that perception. Recent videos are fueling that perception. You mean the truthful videos, the real videos? If you're protesting, bring a U.S. flag. Tell others to do so. So they actually care about their PR now. I mean, I guess they're getting a little bit smarter, but that's not going to change anything. Americans are sick and tired of seeing violent protests. They're sick and tired of it. They're sick and tired of seeing businesses run. We just had this happen 5 years ago. Okay. And by the end of that summer, I know at the beginning of the summer, a lot of people were duped into the George Floyd Black Lives Matter nonsense. A lot of people were duped. And that was the beginning of the summer. But by the end of the summer, people were fed up. People were angry. One of the reasons Trump didn't get the surge he needed to overcome all that was going on in that election is because there was a lot of people mad at him for not deploying the National Guard. They didn't think he did enough to stop it. And so they were pissed, rightfully so. I mean, I was frustrated with Trump on the last time. I didn't understand it. Now I think I do. I just don't think it was the right time. But it doesn't matter, the U.S. flags. It doesn't matter. People are done. But look at this. End of the day, we're in this country. We want to make it better for our people. Yeah, right. Power to people. Que viva la raza. You guys know what that means? Long live La Raza. Do you know what La Raza is? So when they're talking about country, La Raza is a group that believes that Texas through California, up Arizona, all that area is never been officially America's. Okay, that it still rightfully belongs to Mexico. That's what La Raza believes. They're basically a terrorist organization. They're just filthy. And so when he says "Viva la Raza," he's saying like it's all a lie. That's the key right there. That proves it. That they're part of this group that is disgustingly terrible. Okay, but and then he goes, bring whatever flag you want. F Hilo and Taco, free Palestine and Ukraine. I mean, you can't. This is these people are so obvious. They just even their gimmicks aren't going to work. And then look at this. This is crazy. So on Newsmax, they're breaking it down pretty good. So listen to this.
Times best-selling journalist Andy Ngo writes on X, quote, violent Mexican nationalists have replaced BLM in the current manifestation of left-wing political violence. Both view the U.S. and its sovereignty as enemies that must be destroyed. White liberals go along with it, believing it is how they help people of color. And is the author of Unmasked Inside Antifa's Radical Plan to Destroy Democracy, is also senior editor at the Post Millennial, and he joins us now to discuss the situation in L.A. Andy, thank you. Give us your assessment here of what you think's going on, specifically the politics at work here.
Well, it feels a bit like Groundhog Day in terms of my coverage in 2020 and 2021 with the BLM Antifa riots. It's just that there's been a slight change in the cast. The revolutionary far left, communists, anarchists.
By the way, this, if you don't know who Andy Ngo is, this guy is amazing on the street reporter. He reported the BLM riots. He would get in there and he got destroyed. They beat the snot out of him. So this guy is kind of a heroic, like real life reporter, and he has covered Antifa and infiltrated them and knows them better than anybody, just in case you don't know who he is.
Antifa, Open Borders activists, their coalition has slightly changed for this time. Black Americans, by and large, are not in favor of open border type of policies, whereas a fringe of Chicano activists, Mexican-American activists who are very radical, believe this as core to their political ideology. Many of them are American citizens because of birthright citizenship. They're born to illegal migrant families, and they're willing to take to the streets to show loyalty to a foreign nation, which is why at the riots in Los Angeles County, we see all these other foreign nation flags, Mexico flags predominantly, and the American flags spit on and set on fire, vehicles set on fire, looting. It's the same playbook we've seen 5 years before, and Democrat politicians all over the U.S. are the ones who are agitating for this violence to happen by excusing what's happening, shifting the blame, denying what's happening, and gaslighting us all.
He's 100% right. This is the exact same playbook. They're not even pretending it's not. This is exactly how it's. The only thing they're doing is using a different excuse this time, but that's not going to help them. So in 2020, the whole George Floyd thing, I don't know if you guys remember it, but I remember it very well. That video went out and they edited it to add his breath as it was going out over time. And that enraged people. And they used it. They used, by the way, like I'm not going to get into the whole George Floyd thing, but there was fentanyl in his system. So he was not killed by that cop, even though that cop was at the Chauvin. He's not a great guy, so I'm not super defending him either. But it was wrong to accuse him of murder of George Floyd. But anyways, the video, though, was powerful. Okay, the video was a powerful expression to push his propaganda, and it enraged communities. Okay, the left community, even a lot of people on the right, it did, and so they used that. All right, that spurred things on, and it was a brilliant piece of propaganda. This time, they have none of that. None of it at all. They don't have the visuals. They don't have the single spurring thing. In fact, Trump is more popular on immigration than ever. The Republicans are more trusted on immigration than ever. Deportations are popular in America. They're a majority issue. And this is what they started. These riots, protests started over ICE coming into LA to get rid of a bunch of murderers and rapists. And this, 118, I believe, to be exact, is what started it. And they use that as their excuse. So they're not going to be able to fuel this the same way, but the playbook's the exact same. Try to instigate with something. But here's ICE right here with their statement on it. You aren't hearing the full story on the news or social media. We arrested gang members and convicted felons, including child sex abusers and murderers in LA on the day of the riots. That's who they were arresting when they got when they started fighting them. Now, good luck using that as your story to keep the public's perception with you. So it doesn't matter if you're using a bunch of American flags. It doesn't matter what your little tactics are to try to make it look better. Nobody cares because the vast majority of people want people deported. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be great people who've been here for 25, 30 years who are illegal and they're loved in their communities. And we should absolutely figure out something for those. But those are the exception, not the rule. Okay. We have to understand that. I already have somebody on Rumble saying, take the criminals out, but not the regulars. No. If you're illegal, you need to go. And if you're a good person and you've just, all you did was come across this border, you saw the opportunity because Biden welcomed you with open arms and you're like, shoot, my place sucks. I'm going to go up there and work. I'm going to put my head down, be a good citizen, be an American. Look, I want you here, but you got to go through a process. And so take the flight and get on the list to get on the fast track over here. And we should have a fast track for the good ones, but we still have to clear up the problem. We have to clear up the problem. So, and most people now want that. And honestly, what this is doing is it's making it worse for even the good ones, because people are getting pissed. I'm seeing people left and right who are like, dude, you know what? I thought Trump was lying, and now what I'm seeing on here, he's absolutely right. Get rid of them all. It's backfiring on them. And this time it's so much different than 2020. In fact, we even have stuff like this popping up in California, which makes me proud, honestly, of my California peeps. But people putting stuff up like this on the
Kaipa came to play today.
If you're protesting, you're trying to
go hard or go home.
Ice raids. I mean, that's not something you would think you'd see in California. But it tells you the mood is different this time. People wouldn't have dared to put that up against BLM riots in the beginning of the summer. They would not have. They would have been terrified to do something like that. And so now we have, and on top of that, we have Trump he's not playing a game this time. So they deployed another 2,000 National Guard to Los Angeles. So it's 4,000 total now with 700 Marines. So 4,700 troops going to LA. I mean, this is powerful. It's powerful, and he's doing exactly what we need him to do is put it down quick. Because if we put it down quick, it slows down the spread. They're still going to try to spread it. But this is California. Remember, this is the head of the snake. You go hard in California. This gives this gives the open door to all the other governors in red states or moderate states where stuff's happening. We just got word of it's spreading up to San Francisco. That started last night. I just saw something in Dallas. It's spreading, and they have a massive protest plan for the 14th, which is Saturday. They plan to be in almost every major city in America on Saturday. So if you're by a major city or in one, you just might want to make sure you have a safe exit if you need one, because and plan not to get on the highways that day would be my suggestion. I'm 30 minutes from Charlotte, so I'll be fine. But again, Saturday, I think it's going to get wild. I do. I think it's going to get really crazy. Jerry D says, let them get all their picture taken with the Mexican flag and jump in the face of law enforcement. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. Bass needs to be arrested. So Trump he will only arrest Bass or Newsom or you name it when it spreads. He's only going to arrest Democratic leaders if he absolutely has no other choice. And the reason is right now at the beginning of this, okay, things can escalate. Things can escalate to the point where this won't matter. But right now, it's so early that that unless it gets significantly worse really quick, the Democrats could use that to their advantage. It'd be Newsom wants for it. He's practically begging Trump to arrest him. He wants it because he wants to use it as a promo to ignite the left more. He wants to be one of their martyrs. And Trump's smart. He's not giving into it. And that's why nobody should go in with violence on their hands except for our military. The military can handle it professionally. Local police, hopefully, will be a part of that. But we need the professionals to deal with this. We don't need anybody going renegade. We don't need any more Kyle Rittenhouses. Even though what he did the last time I thought was justified because there was no National Guard. But this time it's pretty clear we're not messing around this time. We have like 60,000 or so National Guard nationwide. Trump, if he's already sending in Marines, he'll do it in other places. So we're not messing around. We're not messing around. And what it's also doing is by putting out the National Guard and the Marines, it's forcing the locals to do their job too. So hundreds of heavily armed sheriff deputies are arriving to the area near their ICE building, and they're brought firepower. Trump deploying troops is forcing the county to act. And I mean, you see right here, they are the cops and the sheriffs are actually starting to do more. And because if you see the National Guard out there doing their job, Newsom's out there saying, we've got this handled. We're doing fine. We don't need this. Trump's actually escalating it. Oh yeah, prove it. So now they have to prove it. They have to put it down. And this is why it's genius that Trump's actually doing it this time. Okay, he's pushing them. He's making them do it. He's making them respond and fight against what they want. I mean, the Democrats are out there excusing this at every opportunity, except for, to his credit, Fetterman. Fetterman made a statement today that said, we've lost the moral high ground. How can we not condemn this? So kudos to Fetterman, man. Who knew? Who knew? I know he's done some other moderate stuff, but who knew he'd actually be a voice of reason in all this? Honey Badger says these people don't want to assimilate with American culture. No, they don't. They either want to destroy American culture or infiltrate it and lift up Marxism. That's the two things they want to do. So either like terrorize us to make us go back to like Mexico type stuff, like La Raza, and just wait. I mean, there's word that they're going to bring in the Islamists too. There's word that they're actually training. So I mean, if you add that, now the CCP won't do it, and this is why. The CCP will stay behind the scenes. The reason why is because China, with Trump already being tough on them, they can't risk escalating into a war. So, and China's a nationality, they as a nation. So I don't expect to see anything from the Chinese. They'll operate behind the scenes, but I would not be surprised if this escalates to see some of the radical Islamists getting involved on Saturday as well. Yeah, Saturday's Trump's birthday. I know. Isn't that crazy? It's my dad's birthday, too. I mean, may he rest in peace. So pretty interesting day that it could all happen. And, interestingly, symbolically almost, or prophetically, you could say it's also Father's Day on Sunday. If these riots are going on Father's Day and things are really ramping up, maybe it's God saying, fathers, it's time to rise up, and this is your chance to steer things in a new way. I believe there's meaning to dates when stuff happens timing wise. It's all in God's timing. Alan Kren says the military is meant to break things and death from above. Military can also enforce order when absolutely needed, Alan. And I think this is a good time for that. But I agree with you. They're also meant to really mess things up. Brett said Sacramento had a rally today and it was ghetto. They rolled up in a hoopty Partridge Family bus. That's hilarious. No, I don't know for sure, Dubois, but there's Laura Loomer has been reporting that there's been trainings going on with Muslim Brotherhood across the nation. Here's more of how they're taking care of the rioters. They're giving them earplugs, gas masks, and water bottles to throw at police. Fox LA reporting truckloads of bionic shields cost $60 each being tossed to rioters. And I mean, how can you think this is organic? Who still believes that? I mean, the leftists tell themselves it. Democrats tell themselves that because they want to believe that. But it does. The evidence is just so overwhelming. So overwhelming that's not organic. Just like, Honey Badger asked, why don't they bring in water cannons and disperse the crowds? That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe in LA because they don't have any water. Who knows? That's a great question. I wish I knew. Oh, and it's Friday the 13th this weekend too, Jenny asked. Wow, Jason Voorhees' birthday. That's wild. I didn't even put that together. That's very interesting. Friday the 13th. Listen, we are seeing Summer of Love 2.0. By the way, this stuff's happening right now in Ireland, and I think I also saw their stuff starting in Spain and France. So it's starting to whip up worldwide. This is their attempt to completely throw chaos into our country. They want so badly to ruin the Trump presidency, to scare us, to show us that they still have power, that they still can put all this together and stop things, but they don't. And I already told you they're not going to be able to galvanize the public like they did last time. Also, last time there was frustration from the lockdowns and COVID, and so it all just bubbled up, and there were regular people that got involved with it, and there was so much outrage, and people were excited to go riot and loot and go against their local governments because they were so angry over COVID. So that played into it as well. A lot of people use the George Floyd thing as an excuse for their anger over COVID and their lockdowns. And so that all was going on too. The biggest mental health crisis of our lifetime was locking people down and forcing them in with masks on and not letting them be in community. So they would just go out to be outside and in community. It was such a different situation. So when people say this is going to be, and I've heard this, people are saying it's going to be worse than 2020. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be more outrageous. I'm like, no, everything was perfect for them last time. It was a perfect setup of everything. They don't have it this time. They don't have it. There isn't the outrage. There isn't the national environment of rage this time. And so we're catching them so much more easily. We're not all stuck at home this time. We can go out and record them. That's why there's so much. We have X to spread the news quickly this time. YouTube is censoring less and less because they're scared, because X is showing it. If everybody's going and getting it on X and it's just getting out there anyways, well, YouTube doesn't want to lose that revenue, because before YouTube could censor you and you disappeared. Not anymore. Not anymore. So everything is against them this time. They are fighting majorly upstream. They're like salmon trying to swim up a waterfall. That's what they're doing, but they're still going to give it their best shot, because they won't quit until it's over, until it's completely over, till they're either completely defunded or they're all in prison or they're dead. That is the only way leftists stop. And I don't mean Democrats at this point. I'm talking about the leftists, the 5% of people, the maybe even 2% of people that are out there that believe, they're accepting money to do this stuff. The criminals, the true believer Marxists that are deeply embedded and are willing to harm our country to get what they want. That is a very low percentage. There's a bigger percentage of people who support this or who believe the lies because they just don't want to believe that their side has completely gone bad. That's a larger percentage. But the percentage of people actually out here, actually organizing this, actually attacking and looting, and that's a very, very small percentage. You can knock them down quick if Trump does this right, and he's already showing us that he's willing to do it. We defunded a lot of them with USAID. Obviously, there's still a lot of private money out there, and they haven't spent all the money they had yet. That will run out, though. We're catching them. There was a guy on Twitter who was calling out ICE raids, calling them out, and so people would see him and they could go attack. He was doxing all these ICE raids, and he got doxed, which is good because what he was doing was criminal, and now his account's down. One of the main sites that was used for organizing and funding this and calling out ICE raids taken down. So we are winning, but it doesn't mean it's not going to get crazier first. It really will. Thomas asks, do I think it'll move up north to the West Coast states like Oregon, Washington? 100%. And honestly, I hope I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be glad to be wrong. Okay. But if the reason I say it definitely will is because Oregon and Washington were some of their main stomping grounds last time. They know that they have an open door to cause chaos up there. If anything, the population percentage-wise of Seattle, Washington especially, and Portland definitely, is more left than most of California. And so they'll have a place to put on a show up there. So I think, yes, it'll definitely move up there. Toe Cramp says, for those who have a decent everyday carry kit with like personal protection, medical, non-lethal, not a bad time to carry it in case, but we don't want to get involved unless forced. Yeah, do not get involved unless you absolutely have no choice. Unless they come to your door, do not get involved, or your street. But even then, try to stay out of it if you can. And like I said, if you need to get out of the city, get out of the city. Honey Badger says, this time people are sick and tired of violence and BS. 100%. Shogun says, I wouldn't be surprised if it moves up to Oregon, Washington. Yeah, I agree. Robert Kapke says, Soros runs ads, Craigslist for strongmen, not intimidated for construction, paying $6,500 to $12,000 per week. Yeah, we all know what that really is. I think I showed that last night. Dirty Red says, I'm in law enforcement, better for citizens to stay home. When hell breaks out, it's hard to tell who's bad or good guy. Yeah, exactly. VO says facial recognition cameras at the intersections will have them in database. That's part of it. And that's why Trump has already declared wearing a mask is illegal in these protests. So that also gives more free reign for law enforcement to go after them. Brett Montgomery reminds everybody to like and subscribe. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate that, man. Dave Munn says, it's interesting the Trump Tower was also on fire today. Did it get caught on fire? I didn't know that. I knew they went there. I didn't know they caught on fire. Spaghetti says, if Islamists join in the action, the police should bring in a pack of chihuahuas and let them loose. Oh my God. They don't like that. That's funny. I've never heard that. Rumdog says, if they could end illegal short selling, maybe the left would lose their funding. Listen, I don't think hedge funds are funding this. Let me be real here. I really don't. There might be a little bit. Okay. But I don't think naked short selling, even if it is, there's a little bit of funding going towards these groups from that. It's not that much. You got to remember that one of the biggest perpetrators of naked short selling is Ken Griffin and Doug Sifu. Now, Ken Griffin is a Republican. He's not a MAGA Republican. He's an entrenched, disgusting rhino establishment Republican. He's crooked as can be, but I don't think he's interested in Marxists taking over. Okay. I don't think he is. Would he like the Koch brothers to be in charge? Yes. So I don't think Ken Griffin would be funding something like this. And Sifu, I don't know, but usually these guys are like those old school Republicans. So I don't think that money is being filtered to this. Dirty says, big worry is during chaos if a real terrorist attack happens by real bad guys is covered. Well, and that's what we got to pray against, that nothing super huge happens to hurt innocents, So we absolutely don't want to see something like that. Anyways, let me keep moving here. Here's a video. This is one of those that just kind of makes you feel good. Actually see one of these guys get put down. But Nick Sword, where's this?
The police just said we're all under arrest.
Actually out there arresting them.
The police just said we're all under.
There's a video of them taking down a guy. Oh, here it is. All right. Some of you guys are going to enjoy this. So here's they're running after a guy here.
They arrest them. So once we're done with this live shot right here,
Boom.
we're going to head over that way. You see, it appears to be California National Guard. Ooh, they're taking somebody down right now.
Right.
I don't know if they saw. Yeah, I don't know who those guys are or what they did, but you can see that appears to be. Is that California?
I want to see this for every single one of them that throws something, every single one of them that's, you know, burning cars or looting. That's what I want to see on every single one of them. This, you know, peaceful protesters, fine. I don't want anybody hurt that is peaceful, but every single one of these people, and there's so many of them, just take them out. Like, let's spread this. Here's what's going on in Dallas now, right here. Small, but growing quick. Dallas, I'm not worried about. I think Texas will take them down real quick. Brett says the Koch brothers, I know them. On 105th Avenue, good guys only take cash. We're only that simple. We're only that simple. Dirty says, normal peeps, now is the time to say something if you see something out of the ordinary. Report what you see. Info is important more now than ever. Law enforcement has hands full. Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for saying that, Dirty. Listen, guys, you know, we've had opportunities to step up in some areas the last few years. You know, it's one of the reasons I do this channel. It's just to say stuff, to make sure truth is getting out there, to give the other perspective, to break down the bad narratives. I honestly feel like it's a responsibility, even with my small audience. I don't care that it's small. If it helps any single person figure out what's going on and have hope and be able to sort through the nonsense, it's worth it. It's worth it. And I'm fortunate enough to help hundreds of people. I'm not helping thousands and thousands. I'm not helping millions like a lot of other great people out there like Steve Bannon's. But you know, the little bit is doing my part. And if we're really heading into something that's going to continue to ramp up, which I do think is this is just the beginning. The next few months are important. And this is the time, you know, where you get a chance, an opportunity to step up. And it might just be with your family. It might just be with your neighbor or your friend. Whatever it is, now's the time, because this could lead to people getting hurt. This could lead to people getting really brainwashed. I mean, to violence, if they don't understand what's really going on. They could take the other side of things if they're believing the lies. I mean, this is the time to use your voice. And just ask yourself, pray about it, meditate on it if you got to, but ask yourself what that looks like for you, because we're in the battle for our country. It's ramping up. I mean, look at what Trump's saying. He's just not messing around this time. If they spit, we will hit. There's a statement from the president of the United States concerning catastrophic Gavin Newsom-inspired riots going on in Los Angeles. The insurrectionists have a tendency to spit in the face of National Guardsmen, women, and others. These patriots are told to accept this. It's the way life runs, but not in the Trump administration. If they spit, we will hit. And I promise you they'll be hit harder than they've ever been hit before. Such disrespect will not be tolerated. I love this. I love this. And Trump, I mean, this is so different than 2020. Trump is playing this so differently. Listen to what he says here.
Should he do it?
I would do it if I was Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
What does your intel tell you about these people causing all the problems in LA? Are they people ICE is trying to deport, or are they professional agitators?
The people that are causing the problem
Trump's
are
opening the door
agitators.
for the arrest. Now, I don't think it's going to, I said before, and I mean it, I think it's going to have to really escalate for it to get there. I really do. But it doesn't mean it won't happen. Okay. We might see it. We might see arrests of governors and mayors here soon if it keeps happening. So just be ready for anything. Be ready for anything. Look at this. Nick Sorter just posted this. Hundreds of police cars from across California spanning 3 blocks arrived in Los Angeles. Keep in mind, this never would have happened if Trump didn't force them to step up. This is amazing. Look at all these.
Talk about your backup, right? I mean, I got your back. Yes, they do. As far as we can see.
Yeah, John's telling me, John's a photographer in SkyCal, 3 city blocks worth of law enforcement.
Hopefully this means we're going to see a lot of arrests.
There will be no match for the protesters, which is the
this
stark
did not
difference
happen last time. I don't know how many of you guys
law
remember.
Enforcement tonight to move the protesters into certain areas, and a lot.
I don't
more
know
law
how many
enforcement
remember.
Yeah, I think Mayor Bass said 14, or I'm sorry,
But
Chief McDonald said
5 years ago, these people were allowed to pretty much do whatever they wanted to do. And that's where the rioting, there were no cops to be found last time, because they were also at the same time they were running the defund the police campaign. This is so different this time. I love to see it. It makes me excited to see it, but at the same time, it means they might escalate on their end too. So anyways, just crazy. Let's see if he's got any other new stuff. Okay, LAPD brought in buses for mass arrests. So it does look like we'll see it stepping up of that this time. That'd be great. Sorter's doing a great job covering this, man. All right, I think that's up to date on his coverage so far. But yeah, they're loading them in. Pam asks, is this a situation where the judges in California give them a splat? Do you mean that the judges in California might try to stop them from doing all this? I could see it possibly. A slap on the. Oh, I see what you're saying, Pam. Do they get a slap on the wrist? It depends. If they are, if they're taken to a state court, then there's a high probability of that. But all of these people who attack ICE, who attack federal buildings, who attack National Guard, that's federal crime. And those people will see federal judges. So it's going to be a mix. And the federal ones will definitely be tougher. Vince says, is there a way to pull Newsom and that other communist mayor away from the post so you don't have to arrest them? What do you mean away from the post? Like they're not in charge anymore? I'm sure there's stuff behind. Yeah. Kel asks, who made my theme song? I made that theme song. Jerry D, does it make me a bad person to see some dummy fool around with the Marines? No, it doesn't. I don't want to see death. I don't want to see slaughter. That's not fun for me to see. But do I mind seeing a guy who's throwing concrete at moving cars get his face smashed? No, I don't want that at all. So I don't think that makes you a bad person, Jerry. I think that makes you a person who likes to see a little bit of justice dealt out. Jerry says in New Jersey, they have an AG, Attorney General, to prosecute cops before criminals. Yeah, that's a lot of blue states right now, unfortunately. Spaghetti says, it's hard to watch what these globalists are destroying around the world, and the U.S. is lucky to have Trump. Amen. I know. Europe and the West are so gone. We are so blessed. And I'm telling you, it's not only are we blessed, we're setting an example for the rest of the world. Okay. Again, I'm asking you guys to remember back in the day, but years ago when Trump was in his first term, we started seeing a lot of other countries rise up because of Trump. The people saw what freedom was again, and they craved it. And so they fought back. And that's why we have Javier Milei in Argentina now. That's why we got Bukele in El Salvador. People rose up. Trump inspired them. Trump was the shot heard around the world to inspire other countries to take their countries back. In Poland now, that's an inspiration. That happened because of Trump. They got a great leader now in charge. What's his face in Hungary? Orban. He's only there because Trump. So a lot of, it spreads, and we are the tip of the spear. America's the tip of the spear. As America goes, the rest of the world will follow. That's how we got in this mess in the first place. Okay. American culture. Now, Europeans had a lot to do with it because they're still old school, set in their ways. But American culture being so liberal, the more liberal we got, the worse these other places got. And it kept spreading. And a lot of it was because of our interventionism that was wrong. A lot of things we did that were evil as well. And we impacted the world in a very negative way. We allowed them to get to where they got because we didn't stand up. Now, our Constitution, and thank God for our founding fathers, our Constitution saved us. We had such a strong foundation. Our foundation is the strongest in world history as for a nation. We had such a strong foundation that it saved us and preserved us and made it much harder for the culture, which was going left, and our entertainment and whatever the deep state was doing. It protected that from spreading to a lot of the people as far as like their desire for freedom, their desire for liberty, and from completely changing our government overnight. It took time, and it gave us time to wake up and save ourselves at the last moment. And that's something other countries don't have. It was much easier for the bad guys and the leftists and the Marxists to get into these other countries and infiltrate them and take them over quickly. Our Constitution saved us, our Constitution and our people. And that just wasn't anywhere else. But now we're reforming, and the rest of the world will follow. It's going to take time. It's not all going to be at once. But if we get better, a lot of the world will get better. Obviously, there'll be exceptions. But we lead, and the world will go as we go. Not in everything. That's not what I mean. But as far as desiring freedom again and liberty, that will spread. It will definitely spread. And that's one of the reasons it's so important. We are fighting for our home, but by fighting for our home, we'll help people around the world. Yeah, Vince, isn't that crazy? When they torched the Jews. Yeah, I don't know why you're bringing that up right now, but yeah, that did happen. They shot a guy on the right running in Colombia, but he's not the only one. There's been several leaders in the world this year, since January, who have been running and winning in their countries that would have been right-leaning, conservative, traditional, freedom type candidates who've been shot or killed. There's another dude who's poisoned. So it's crazy. The expo stuck on my screen. Find the urge to hit the love button on the expo. Sorry. But here's the good news, guys. Well, among other things, that this is the types we're fighting against. You guys ready for this? This is who we're fighting against. Harry Sassone, getting those guns going. Obviously, that's not all of them, but that is a lot of them. And, the left, they've thrown out most of the real men. The guys still left there, they're mostly manly. A lot of them are just the criminals and they're just hanging out with them. And then there's a handful left who are just completely bonkers. But you know, we're not fighting the best of the best. Let me put it that way. We're not. And so as long as we have everything we need and the people, Trump has the people this time. He didn't have them as much in 2020. He has an awakened electorate this time. He has, listen, this is a great example. The National Guard and the Marines are in LA right now, and you don't hear any uproar over it. You hear a few Democrats being like, hey, that's not cool. But that's what their voices are like, because it's so small now. They've lost their influence. It's just like, that's so mean. Don't do that. No, National Guard. No. Like, that's what it's like now. Whereas before it was in our face. Only the true believers could stick with him through everything. It's so different, guys. It's so different. I mean, most people are cheering that the National Guard is there. It's getting put down. It's incredible what we're seeing. How amazingly different it is. I don't know what you're talking about, Concor, but I don't. There's not much deception on this channel. We get through the deception, bro. Live on Fox, they're throwing fireworks directly at law enforcement. Okay, let me see if I can pull up a live stream here. I don't see a live stream from Fox. Let's see here. So I don't have television. I have, yeah, they're just replaying the Trump conversation from earlier on that Fox. Let me see if I can find protest stuff. I don't want to play somebody else's live stream like mine. Sorry, guys. I know this is very interesting. Looks like CNBC has a good one going on. So let's see if they zoom back in. Oh, yeah. Okay. I hear you, Vince. Yeah. I mean, Vince has a good point. Just last week, we had this massive attack on the Jews in Boulder, and in 1 week we've already moved to this. So yeah, I mean, they're absolutely things are happening fast right now. Roger says 7,000 Marines now. I heard 700 Marines, and I heard we're up to 4,000 National Guard. Roger, are you sure about your reporting? Because I already shared the post with the official numbers. Conquer got zapped. Agenda Free TV on YouTube. All right, let me see if I can pull that up. Agenda Free TV. Never heard of this one before. All right, I'll leave it on here for now. Oh, you're okay, Roger. You don't have to apologize. I was just making sure that I was right, because your numbers are so different than mine. I do want to share a couple other things, guys, just quick, that are different from this. So let's pull away from this, but just great, just interesting things happening. Oh, that's not one of them. Where is it? Okay. So RFK removed all the members of the CDC panel for advising on vaccines, right? So that was pretty huge. I know I'm all talking about the riots and the insurrection and what's moving on, but just so you guys, stuff's still happening, and it's not getting covered by the news because they're covering all the riots. So this also gives Trump an opportunity to do stuff. Also, meanwhile, Russia's bombing the snot out of Ukraine right now. Putin has launched his counteroffensive to what Ukraine did to Russia, and Russia is smoking them. It's getting crazy in Ukraine. So that's really ramping up too. So just so you know. And then Charles Payne posted this today. I wanted to show all you guys because of the stock stuff, but short squeeze season's upon us. I'm pumped. Love the smell of smart money scrambling to buy stocks. I already own them at much cheaper prices. Lots of people believe we're going to start seeing stuff popping off in the stock market because the rest of the stock market's getting more and more volatile, as I shared from BAM last night too. So wanted to make sure I shared those things. God, please don't go to Agenda Free. I've never watched this before, Andy, so I don't know. But I'm just playing the coverage. I'm not sharing the words. I'll have to look into it myself, see what I think about Agenda Free. I've never heard of them before. Yeah, I don't know anything about them, so I'll look into it. But yeah, so anyways, guys, listen, I'm going to head off because it's super late, but I'll be back. I'll be late again tomorrow. My wife last minute found one of her favorite bands is playing in concert here, and it's late, so I'll be on tomorrow, but it'll be super late. But anyways, listen. Cassink asked about the talks in China. So Trump and the economic team not Trump, his team met with the Chinese in London for 6 hours today. And apparently it went really well, and they're meeting again tomorrow. So there's so much going on. It's so crazy. This is not going to be a sleepy summer. It's not. Life's happening, man. Things are going nuts. Yeah, Bitcoin's at 110,000. Things are ramping up. So we already had the fastest moving first 4 months of a president in history, and now things are ramping up. So hope you guys caught your breath. But anyways, again, keep praying, pray for our country, pray that there's no innocents killed or seriously hurt this next few days. It's just bad, guys. I mean, but it's going to turn out for good. A lot of good's going to come out of it. But meanwhile, this just sucks. It just sucks. And let's just be honest about it. But we don't want to see this in our country. So the good news is it looks like it's trending in the right direction. We have the guy in charge this time. This time he's doing what we hoped he did last time. So what a time to be alive, as Tokram says. Exactly. Remember, sometimes it takes, a week can happen over decades, and sometimes decades happen in a week. And that's what we may be looking at now. So, all right, let's end in a prayer because we definitely need it. Our country needs it. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless this amazing people. God sharing this time with me. Thank you for them, this community on X, Rumble, and YouTube. And I'm very grateful. God bless them. Keep them all safe. If anything, any of these riots come close to their towns or cities, I pray that everybody stays safe. And God, just give Trump boldness and wisdom in dealing with all this, and his whole team, and protect them as well. And we just pray that whatever happens in all this craziness, God, that your will be done, that good things happen, justice happens, and it's actually used to advance the better things that are meant for America. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Bless you guys. Have a great night. Love you guys. And I'll catch up with some of you on Discord tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you late tomorrow night. Take care. Good night.